Let me show you a random small village in China.
Imagine this. The blind spot in Make America Great Again isn't a lack of understanding of conservatism. It's not really understanding what China actually looks like on the ground. Take what you are seeing here, and I would call this an inland secular conservative living community in China. And you can think of it as something like an evangelical community in the US. But as we walk around, and you will notice something that there is no church, no mosque, no traditional Buddhist temples, no Taoist temples, no ancestral halls, and you don't see any of that. So doesn't that feel a little strange? So why is it? I mean, what force, what organization is actually holding this community together? Because this place doesn't look like a typical middle class neighborhood. It doesn't look like a poor area either, right? But here's the thing that the people living here may actually be one of the most stable and foundational forces supporting China as a country. And yet, this is a huge population you probably won't encounter in the media or even if you visit major Chinese cities. And it's kind of like how Americans don't really understand ordinary people in Iran. That people assume that a single decapitation strike could collapse the country. But clearly, that's not the case. That's a blind spot in how the US understands Iran. And what you are seeing here is probably one of the biggest blind spots Americans across different groups have when it comes to understanding China. At the same time, notice something else and the road signs, the labels on the trash bins, and they're all bilingual. That's because China has been continuously studying the US and learning English for decades, and that process is still ongoing. So then, what's a core organization here? The equivalent of a church, a pastor team, or core believers that keeps everything running in a place like this. It's a grassroots organizations of the Communist Party of China. Kind of interesting, right?